listen.
Hi guys, welcome. We are going to present you this pretty poem that is written by Samuel Johnson. I hope you enjoy it. And well, first of all, we're going to give you a little bit introduction of Samuel Johnson. Well, first of all, he was born in Litchfield on September 18th in 1709. He was an English writer, he was poet, he was playwright, he was essayist, moralist, critic, biographer, editor, and lexicographer. And he also was Anglican. He was nearly blind in his left eye, and some people say, or some people realized in that time that he maybe had Tourette syndrome. Well, a little bit more of the life of this character. His father was a bookseller, and he was educated at Litchfield Grammar School. And later on, he went to the Oxford University, but he couldn't spend more time there because he don't have money. He had lack of money, and he wasn't able to find teaching work. So he drifted into a writing career. Now, a quote that was like something that he always say, that he believed that the life was a life radically wretched. It's like a quote of him. Okay, now for this poem we have obviously an inspiration. Well, Johnson wrote some of the finest poetry, and he was influenced by Alexander Pope and John Milton. He also did the works of William Shakespeare, and he was part of the first dictionary of the English language, and also the Oxford Dictionary of National Biography has Johnson as one of the most important men in the history of the literature.
All right, so he used to write about life and also about politics. It was reflected in his poetry. And in this case, this poem talks about coming of age. Is one of the themes of the poem. It embraces the foolishness that obviously you're achieving through the years experience. So at this age you are foolish and you can't avoid that. It also talk about the freedom of that age of the 21 years, the idea you have of money in those years, and if you have to face responsibility of if you don't have to. It talks about, well, it speaks about the statement of truth. He talks very truthfully and it's very direct. The poem has a little satire and it is an advice. It gives us the best advice that we can receive in those ages when you're in your 20s. So it's the advice that he gives us in those ages. The poem it has a tone of task. It sounds helpful, but it's an advice and it gave us instructions that we can follow. In the first stanza, it has a flattering tone, and then in the third stanza, it changes to a more conversational tone. And it has, the whole poem has a rhythm. It rhythms and it follows a pattern, but in the last line, in the last stanza, it changes and it always is giving us through a perspective of more lightly, more I don't know, more positive, and then in the end it changes, so our perspective also changes.
Okay, guys, so this is very important. I think that this line is the main objective of this poem, that it's know about the freedom of being 21. So we have a line here. It says, great Sir John, are all your own, loosened from the minor thither. Okay, I think that it means that our character is free from expectations and obligations like everyone else at that age. So it's kind of, yes, I think that is kind of like advice for being free at 21, for feeling free at 21. So yes, I think that this line is very important in this poem.
Yes, it is. And now I'm going to talk about the structure of the poem. Even the rhyme of the poem connects with the advice and the feeling that someone wants to transmit us at the beginning. Don't worry, just go with the flow. Actually, for us, it was very touchy, the poem, because it's the things that you want to hear at that age. Maybe we put some pressure, we feel, especially in those days, in these times, we feel like we're that we're not moving on, that we're not doing enough, and he's like, just relax. At the end, he encouraged the reader to experience a life and live authentically and allow themselves to commit mistakes, because everyone are going to commit mistakes, especially at 21. So for us, it was a very special poem, and I think it's a special poem that you don't have to read at that age, but at the age that you read it, it's just going to feel like you are doing the right thing and you are in the right moment, and you don't have to worry about the mistakes that you are going to do in your life. That's everything for us, guys. Thank you. If you have
Thank you.
comments or questions, feel free to tell us.
I hope you enjoyed this poem because we love it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.